Okay, I was trying to showcase you that installation steps, right? Installation steps. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry about LMS. I will give you the solution tomorrow. Okay. As of now, just try to log in. If anyone portal, the LMS portal is working for you, then please just let me know. Okay, thank you. So now, how to install MySQL? Uh, so this is actually a software which we already discussed, like what is till what we have completed. We have completed till DBMS terminologies. Okay. So we were discussing about this, right? So let me share. So what is table, what is row, and what is column? So these are the terminologies in a RDBMS. Okay. So what is table? Table is a set of data represented by both a column and rows will be available. Okay, I hope everyone knows HTML, right? Do you know HTML? HTML markup language? Okay. So can anyone tell me how the table will be created in HTML? So it has both column and row or only column or only row. Any idea? So how the tables will be created in HTML? Any guesses? I know you already have some knowledge on this HTML part. Tablet table tag. Okay. Yes, Upendra. No, I'm trying to ask. So how the table will be created? So both rows and columns. Do we have a tag for column and row? What are the tags we'll be using? Just remember. So we'll only be, having a table element. Inside that we have only one table row. There is nothing called as table column. So it will only consider the table data. We will import a table data. But when you come to an RDBMS, so when you come to an RDBMS, it is represented by a column and rows. So what is first rows? Rows, it is a combination of a column values and it is that is refers to be as a record. So what they are saying is in a row, we'll have a multiple columns, right? That is called as a record. And column, it is refers to as a field. So once you work in an industry, you will use these kind of terminologies. You will not say like a row or column. So you'll be saying like record, field. Okay. And relation, it defines a database relationship in the form of tables. Okay. So there will be a database relationship in the form of tables. And what is called tuples? Tuples means a single row of table which contains a single record for that relation. So that is called as a tuples. Okay, single row of table which contains a single record. Record means what? Again, a row. It defines a row. That is a column value. An attribute and an individual piece of data in a record. Okay, so that is called as an attribute. And degree of a relationship represents the number of entity type that associates in a relationship. Entity types. Okay. And cardiality, it refers to the uniqueness of a column in a table. And domain, it is a unique set of value permitted for an attribute in a table. So previously, before 5 to 10 years, if you go for an interview for this kind of database, they definitely ask these kind of questions with you. So even for this database, what are the questions they'll be asking? The same thing. What is cardinality? What is degree? And what is the attribute pupils? And what is the definition for this? So if you are trying to, or if you are aiming for some kind of, a database kind of, job, then you have to understand and you have to tell these kind of definition to the interviewer. Clear? And what are the types of RDBMS key? So you may know what is a different types of RDBMS key, but you were not aware of what exactly it is going to be, right? So what is super key? Any guesses like super key? So super key is a group of a single or multiple key which identifies a rows in a table. Okay, your super key may have an additional attribute that are not needed for a unique identification. So that is called as a super key. And what is going to be a primary key? So primary key is very, very important. Guys, please be on mute. So what is primary key in a DBMS? As a column or a group of column in a table that uniquely identify every rows in that table. Okay. So this primary key cannot be duplicated. Okay. And so can you tell me example for this primary key? So which should not be duplicated in a real world example? Aadhaar card number. Okay. Good. And then so other things like the student ID or the officer's ID like that. We have a lot of things, right? So these are going to be a what? A primary key is passport. And so the rules of, for defining this primary key. So if you take a two rows, I cannot have the same primary key values, right? So if there is some two rows, it should not have a same primary key, but the primary key cannot be a null also. So you need to mention if you are creating some customer ID, you should mention like it should not be a null. Okay, that is very important. And what about the alternate key? So alternate key is a column or a group of columns in a table that uniquely identify every row in the table. So that is called as a alternate key. So a table can have a multiple choices for a primary key, but only one can be set as a primary key. So all the keys which are not a primary key are called as an alternate key. Okay. So that is called as an alternate key. And what is called as a candidate key? So this topic will be a little bit dry. Okay. Okay. Candidate key. So set of attribute that uniquely identify the tuples in the table. So that is called as a candidate key. So we'll see some comparisons between all these things. And so if you have checked the properties of this candidate key is it must contain the unique value. Okay. And the candidate key may have a multiple attributes, must not contain a null values again. Same like a primary key. So you have this particular key, the candidate key also should not have a null value. And what about a foreign key? So foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between a table. So what is the purpose of this foreign key? It is just to, maintain the data integrity. Okay, for the data integrity, and also allow the navigation between the two different instances of entity. And what is a composite key? So composite key is a combination of a two or more column that are uniquely identify a row in a table. So let's see one by one examples later in the lab session. Okay. And what is called as a surrogate key? Surrogate key is an artificial key, so which aims to uniquely identify each record. Particularly we can say, if because if we create, when you don't have any natural primary key, then you can create this surrogate key. Okay. So if you want more about this, we will see in the lab session. Next, what is the use of this database key? So actually identify each records in the table, and it defines a relation between the tables and establish the relation between the tables and enforce the referential integrity. Database schema and schema designs. So there is a physical schema and this is a logical schema. A difference between a DBMS and RDBMS. DBMS means a database management system, and it stores a data in the form of files. But here it will be in a tables. Okay. And it is designed to handle a small amount of data. This is vast amount of data. And this is a single user at a time. But here we can have a multiple user at a time. And structured query language. So is used for interacting with the RDBMS. Okay, you can create, retrieve, update, and delete the data, create, manage database, and design and create the database tables, and perform administration task. So now we are into the MySQL part. So MySQL is released under a open source license. We don't want to pay anything for this. It is an open source. So is there any benefit of, why this MySQL has been given as an open source? Any guesses? So what are the benefits the, that particular software developer will be getting? Why it is an open source? Why this is? So whatever which is we are easily accessing from the online, that is open source license. Why? Supports to store vast data. No, I'm not talking about MySQL. I'm just asking why this MySQL is released under the open source license. So what is open source first? GBP for small. Okay, let me give you the explanation of this. Open source means it is freely accessible. Everyone can be use the data, ma'am. Okay. Yes, that's also right. Yeah. It is freely available. Everyone can use, but everyone can use and they can give their own command, right? Own command in the sense comments I'm talking about. So each and everyone will be having some resolution or the solution for that any particular drawbacks of that MySQL. Why? Because everything is open source. We can see the version and we can see the drawbacks of it and what are the advantages. So from that, what the developers will get an idea is they will be thinking, okay, we can make these kind of changes. So they can easily understand the situation and they can modify accordingly. Okay, that is the main reason to, most of them or giving for a open source license. Okay. And MySQL works on many OS and that is many operating system like operating the sense whatever the device that is operating system is going to be Windows or the other Linux distributions. Okay, with many languages including, so it is also supporting the other languages PHP, Perl, C, C++, Java, etc. And MySQL works very quickly and works well even with the large data sets. And MySQL supports a database up to 50 millions. I think yesterday we have discussed about this, right? Okay, now we will see the installation process. So, prerequisites, the following requirements should be available in your system to work with MySQL. Okay, so what are the things? Example, why they have mentioned this? Sometimes some students were using some old laptops, like Windows 7. Okay, so it won't support MySQL sometimes. Okay, even Microsoft stop giving response for the support for this kind of services, right? For Windows 7. So you have to check whether the setup MySQL setup software is there and MySQL .NET Framework 4.5.2 should be available and C++ redistributable for Visual Studio to 2019 and RAM 4 GB. 6 GB is recommended. Okay. And download the MySQL. So yesterday itself, I have shared you the link. Let me also share this link again. So this is the link to download a MySQL. Okay. And you will see the option to choose the operating system. So here you can see in the screen like two options. So first one you need to select. Okay. So what if example if you're using some other OS, then you can choose the other OS. So most of them, I hope everyone is using Windows. But if you want the other distributions, then you can choose from the down arrow. Okay. And just click on download. So this MSI installer is nothing but it will directly install. If it is going to be a zip folder, what happens in a zip folder, you have a .msi file. Okay, clear? So this is a direct file. And next, you need to double, once it is downloaded, you need to double click on the, downloaded MySQL software. And step 2, you can see in the next wizard, choose a setup type. So you have to choose it as a full. And once it is done, check the requirements for the products. There are different products we have, right? Just click on next for the requirements. And for the step 4, just it would show some kind of warnings, and just select on the installation and go with the execute button. And the installation is doing, and product configuration and type and networking. So here you can see the port number. Okay, 3306. So and account and role. So here you need to give your passport. Passwords. Okay, so you should again repeat the password again. So once it is done, apply the configuration. So you can also check here. First, give your username. It's to be moreover same. Okay, just root and the password. Just check once, and that's all. Your installation part is done here. Okay, once your installation part is done, you can go and type MySQL command line client. So this is the one way of doing. So here it is asking for the password. Once I give my password, it opened the MySQL command line chat. And one more thing, it is the graphical user interface. MySQL workbench. So here I have two, local instance for MySQL. One is for 5. I'm not using this. I'm using 80. And you can see the, 8. So it is asking for the password. Let me type the password here. So it has opened the MySQL workbench. Okay. So today we will discuss about both the things using a MySQL command line and also the about the workbench also. So now we will just have a idea about what is the features of MySQL. Okay. The speed, ease of use, cost, and query language support, capability, connectivity, and security and portability. Okay. So let's talk about in the image you can see for the transaction support. So how the transaction support can be done? How the transaction support can be done using this MySQL transaction support. So any real-time example, if you give how the transaction process can be done. If example, you are working in an organization, right? And you'll be getting a salary for every month, right? But sometimes after 1 year, if you are doing very good, then you'll be getting a increments. So increments will be varied according to the manager decisions, right? So if you get some kind of 1,000 rupees for your increment, okay, let's take 1,000 rupees. So how it has been added? So through the transaction. So it will add your salary plus your the increment. Then it will give you the salary amount. Am I right? So that is one example for this transaction. And for management, to download, it is very easy to download MySQL to schedule the task automatically, and has an event scheduler. And it supports a multiple versions. And benefits of MySQL. Flexible and easy to use and high performance, mature DBMS, secure database, free installation, and simply syntax. And cons of, yes, there is a cons. There are other databases also available. Then why we need to go for this MySQL? Other database very easy. Oracle and all is very easy to use. It is just a graphical user interface, right? It's owned by Oracle. And scalability issue. Scalability means, what is scalability issue? What is meant by scalability issue? So what is scalability? Actually, for registration, guys, you'll be getting an update by tomorrow. So I have just conveyed with the management team. So they are working on it. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, you'll be getting access. Once again. Okay, fine. So scalability, what is scalability? What is scalability? Sorry, spelling. So what is the term called scalability? So when you go to, when you learn about this cloud computing, you will surely know about scalability, elasticity, and flexibility, all other terms. Capable changing a size. Yes, exactly. You're right. So there is scalability issue in MySQL. Unlimited support for SQL standards and large database and tools and data capture. Okay. So now we understand how to create a database. Anyone knows how to create a database previously using MySQL? Increased cost. Okay. Anyone knows how to create a database already? Let me also share you some self-practice exercise. I was trying to share it by today, but okay, let me try. So how we can create a database? So do you know the queries? If not, we can continue. Don't know, right? Anyone knows how to create a database, how to create the user? No idea? Okay, let's see. So to create a database. So before that, create database and your database name. So let me give Rayalaseema. Database already exists. Okay. Okay, I have created a database called Rayalaseema A. So now, if you want to check the databases which is available, you can see it like this. So here you can see Rayalaseema A. Okay. And then if I want to use the database, I have to mention use Rayalaseema. So the spelling is wrong. Okay. Okay, I'm in the database of Rayalaseema. And then once I create a database, I need to create a table here, right? So how we can create a table? So anyone knows like how to create a table? Okay. So let's create a table now. Create a table and the table name I'm just giving a student. And first create and the table and what is the table name? And after this, you need to mention the a column name. Okay, I'm giving a column name to be ID and integer. Integer is a data type. Okay, and next, I'm just giving a name of a student. So name should be in a varchar of some 25. Okay, varchar means it is a data type for the name. Okay, and I want the department of that student. Again, I'm just giving varchar of 25, comma, let's say the semester varchar of 24. Okay. So now I have created a table. So next, the step is you need to check the table. So just show a tables. You can see the table has been created, right? And next step is, so we need to that is insert some values inside the table. So how? First insert keyword and into what is the table name? Student. And you need to give all the column names. Okay. ID, comma, name, comma, department, comma, semester. And the values like one, name I'm just mentioning, Rohita, comma, department, let's say CSC, comma, semester, let's give sixth semester. Okay, I have inserted the data like this. You can also do it in this way. Like, so I can give the name, Naresh, PCE, and the semester, skip 5. And you can add comma here and you can add multiple datas. Okay. For each and every rows, you can add the values in the same line itself. Okay. So let's give 3 and let me add some names. Let me give Radha, comma, civil, comma, what is that? Semester, right? Let me give 5. Okay. So now we will check. So to retrieve the details of a table, we need to use the select star from a table name. So table name is student. So why this data has not been added? Let me check. Should work, but let's see. Okay, now you go and check. You can see the list of details has been added. Okay, this is how we'll be creating a data. Clear, everyone? So any doubts as of now? Creating a table, database. This is very simple, right? Okay. So next is, if you want to, just showcase like in the workbench. So how you can do the same thing in a workbench? Let me open MySQL workbench. Click on this. Okay, this is a schema, that is navigator, and this is a query part, and this is the information just showing, and this is the output part. Okay, so now if you want to, I don't want to save this. If you want to create a that is database. So first you need to connect a database. Sometimes it happens. Otherwise, you can go with the create a schema. Okay, just create schema, or you can give it as a database. database and the name of. So already we have given Rayalaseema. Let me give some other TSP. Okay. And you just go here and click on execute the all selection. So here you can see the updation of the row has been affected, right? And next is, after doing this, if you are trying to import some values in this TSP, then you can do the same thing what we have done over there. Just create a table. So just use the table. One second, let me close this. Okay, here you can see a TSP. Now just select this and set it as a default schema. Okay. And now you can create a table. So create a table. And what is the table name? LMS student ID or student name. Care of 25. And then student mail ID. Care of 25. And then student phone number. Care of 25. Let me execute this. So it is also affected. So after doing this, you can insert some values inside the this Microsoft, sorry, that is a MySQL workbench. Okay. So this is how we will be working in this database. And you can also upload the things, or if you click on this, here you can give a name and you can create a schema here. And to create a new table, so here is the option. You can directly give a table name instead of going with a query. You can do it here also. Okay. Clear everyone? So how to use MySQL command line and how to use MySQL workbench. Any doubts from this? Shall we move on to the next topic? Can I get some response from you? Is creating a database like creating a file with a folder? I didn't get you, ma. Can you repeat, Ragil? Like, can you rephrase it? Okay, we're just you're saying like how you are doing it in the Windows Explorer. That's okay. I understood. So yes, like that, you're just creating one database in the sense you're going to store some values inside the database. Okay. So that particular database will have a multiple datas. So in the picture, let me show you. So like this, we'll be having a multiple datas in a single database. Okay, that is why we are creating the same how, okay, we can also say like that. We can, how we are creating a folder and just we are inserting some files inside it, right? The same how. Okay, now we know how to, create the first database. So now how to create a tables in DBMS, that also we know. Tables are the fundamental structures to organize and store the data. The tables are often referred to as a relations, and they play a crucial role in defining a schema of a database. Schema is like a logical view of a database. Logical views in the sense like how we are giving the column name and the data type. So that is called as a schema. Creating a tables in a database. So that's also we have done, right? So any questions to how we can create a table? It's very simple, right? To how to create a table, and we can also describe the table, like just we can check. So how it has been created. So we know both in MySQL Workbench and in this command line. So now keys in DBMS. In DBMS, keys are important concept that plays a crucial role in defining the relation between the tables, ensuring the data integrity, facilitating the efficient data retrieval. So that we already discussed. So now we see how we can use a different, the keys. That is different primary key and the other keys. So let's see one by one. So before getting into this, let's see something about some basics of this codings. Okay, like you might have understand. So how we can do the data definition, right? We know how to do the data manipulation. So manipulation in the sense, if example, if you are trying to alter the data. So alter the data means alter the table data in MySQL. So any idea like alter means what it will do? We can change the name of that particular table. Okay, let's say consider alter the table. What is the table name? It's student. Okay, instead of student, I'm just mentioning the name like gold medal. Okay, I'm just changing the table name to be what? That you need to mention. I'm so sorry, ma'am. So actually, just we are, adding one more column in the table. I'm so sorry. We are just adding the one more column in the table. So that is called as a alter. Okay, just to change. So let's see how we can do it. Let me give alter table, and what is the table name? Let's give students. Okay, after giving students, what particular data you're trying to add? Let me add the column. So I need one more column. Let's imagine the CGPA. CG is a column name. And what is the data type is going to be? So var, not a varchar, it is going to be an integer, right? Integer, not null. So Rayalaseema. So it is student. Okay. So it is updated. Now you go and check the details. You can see the extra one column has been added. If you want to add one more column like this, then you can change, add, can give a placement, and the placement is like back here. Okay, let's consider as an internship. Okay, I'm sorry. So varchar, you need to mention the value, right? So here the record has been added. So now you can see some two columns has been uploaded. So now how we can update the value? How we can update the values? In the same line itself, you can also alter these things. If you want to update the value in the sense how I'm going to, update the details of the CGPA and internship. So for that, we have, uh, the keyword called update. So you need to mention update and then what is the table name? So what is the table name? So table name is going to be student and then set. The keyword here is set. A CGPA is equal to what is the value? Let me give some 80 where the ID is equals to 1. Okay, and you can also add some multiple columns in the same line itself. So that how I can do? I can give some comma here. Okay, this comma and internship is equals to junior developer intern. So this is the internship. The column name is wrong. Now, if you go and check, you can see the first value has been updated. Okay, and next one is again update. I'm using some value 90. Android. Okay. So if I again check this, you can see the details of this and then $90. 95 and then let me change. Okay, I was changing for this one. I want to change this for. Okay, let it be. This both has been changed. Okay, so like this, you can update the details and you can alter the details. Alter means is nothing but you are going to add one column. Okay, you are going to add a new column. So for that, what is the command? Alter the table name, and then you need to mention add and what is a column and data type is going to mention. And for the updating the value, update keyword, table name, what you're going to set for the particular column, the column name and the value. Okay, like this we'll be doing. And for you need to mention the condition also where the ID, whatever you're going to change, just mention the column name and the value of it. Okay. So, and also you can do the replace also. That is also possible using this. And we can see some, the permissions, how they are giving a grant permission and how it is going to work. Let's see. Grant and revoke. So the next is grant and revoke. Any idea like what is going to be grant and revoke? What is grant and revoke in database? Any guesses? Grant and revoke.
Yes, madam.
Okay, can you tell me like what is grant and revoke in just compare with this MySQL? Okay, let's see. For example, let me close this. Let me clear this. Okay, so here I'm going to create a user first. Okay, I'm just what is grant and revoke is nothing but you're working in an organization. Okay, sometimes if you are a manager, just imagine you are a manager and I'm a employee of that company. Okay, I'm just working as a trainer. And what you will do, you have the access of every, like whatever the drive access or whatever it is going to be, you will be having. I don't have an access, but you will give some privilege for some time. If I'm getting promoted, or if you think I want to do some particular work, then you will give a access to me, right? So that is a privilege, that is called as a privilege or rights, which you are giving to me. So now first I will create a user first. So to create a user, select host, comma user from mysql.user. Okay, it is showcasing you the what are the different host is available. The same host is here because I don't have any other host names. So and the user, we can have multiple users. Okay, so to create a user, just create user, and I need to give the username. Okay, let me give a username of um, Bharat. Okay, and at a local host. Okay, so create a user, and this is a username at a local host. Okay, this is my host name, so that's why I'm adding a local host. And this is to be identified by a password. So I'm just giving a password here. Okay, so now you can check the username. So here the Bharati user has been added. Clear? So now the next step is you need to grant the permission to that particular user. So how we can give a permission? To give a grant permission. So grant all. All means the user. It is denoting the user. And on what the user on? Particular database and table. So we are going to give a grant permission. I'm going to give access rights for every database dot every data, that is table. So I'm just combining the database and table here. That is the reason I'm just using a dot separator in this place. Okay. And to whom I'm going to give for which user. I'm going to give permission for this one, a newly created one. So Bharati at local host with a grant option. So here you need to mention a permission. Okay, so let's see some more example on this, like revoke and the grant example. So let's see, like let me give one 1 minute. So better what I can do is so this is the one. You are not allowed to create a user with grant. Okay, it is giving a warning to me. let me so I don't have any database here. So let's check whether we databases. Okay. Okay, let me check with this error and I will let you know. So otherwise, we can check like this. Show the grants for can give it like the let me. Let me check the grants again. So the name is correct. Okay, this I need to check once again because it is not accepting to give a grant permission. So let me try with the other username. Ah, now it is working. Sorry. So actually, I've previously I've created with TSP. Okay, so I've given a grant permission for that. So now let me check with this grant for TSP. So it is showing you like what are the grant permission is given to this TSP. Okay, clear. So like this, for the particular user, you can see the details like the two rows which is indicating. So these are the permission which is given to the user called TSP. Clear, guys? Everyone is clear with the grant? Any doubts on this giving permission grant? Yes. Kaja and Vidya removing a revoke. Yes, it is revoking the values. So let's see how we can revoke the permission for the user. Let's see that. So for revoking, I'll just give revoke all, comma, and I'm giving a grant option from what is the this I'm sorry from TSP at local host. Okay. So I've revoked the things. So now you can set the things like how you can set the the changes like grant only for select, update, and insert on this particular database. For a database, you can specify. So in which particular database you are going to give a permission. Let me give a permission to Rayalaseema. No database is selected. First, let me select the database. So, Rayalaseema. You have an error. Right syntax to use a near at a line 1. Okay. So again, okay, we have set this, right? So grant, select, update, and this one for some particular database. Instead of doing that, let me do it for a, I'll just check the details of this one, grant permission of TSP. I've just revoked it, right? So grant for TSP at local host. It's for grants. Okay. So here it is grant usage on this one. So whatever we have given, just it is showing what is the grant is given. Okay. And you can also revoke the update the details for the database also you can do. It is not only for the user. You can also do it for a what you can also do it for this database also. If you create any database under this user, then it will work. Clear, guys? Any doubts in this grant and revoke? Let me create one fresh page. So what's the time now? Okay. So there is some 3 minutes. So let me complete one simple topic. Okay, then we can quit. So the next thing is I want to do a auto commit. So whatever, if for example, let's see, let me take a table. So use Rayalaseema. Okay, so this is my database. Here, just show me the tables which I have. So I have a student table. Let me select the table. Start from that is student. Okay, I have a list of details. I'm trying to set it as a set auto commit equal to 0. If I commit this, okay, and I'm trying to delete some value from the table. Let's say I'm trying to delete from the table name is student where let's say I'm going to delete the ID 3. I'm just deleting the ID 3. So if once I given now again we can check. So you can see after deleting the ID 3, so you cannot see the column 3. Am I right? So next step is if I give rollback. If I give an option called rollback. So now the rollback has been done. From again, I'm trying to get the detail of it. So now it is viewable, right? But in case, if I give a set auto commit to be someone, then what happens? Sorry. I want to give this parenthesis. Okay. So now you can check the value. So it is 3 only. Now I'm deleting the value again. Okay. If you go and check the value, so now it has been removed. And again, I'm giving a rollback option. So here it is auto commit 1. I'm checking the details after deleting. It is over there. And if I go give a rollback, the rollback is done for the set auto commit 1. Then what happens? If I check the details, you can see the detail was removed entirely. Okay. This is about what? About a rollback and the set auto commit. Clear, guys? Any doubts as of now? Just say yes or no, or just give thumbs up so that I can understand. Clear with the concepts, whatever we have seen. Okay, if you have any doubts also, please just let me know. And I will give you one exercise today. Just think about that concept and let me know by tomorrow. Okay. So wait a minute. I will share you some self-practice exercise by today. Let's see how many of them is going to answer it. Okay, it is really a big question, or better we can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Which one, ma? It's Nagendra Nayak. Which one you're asking about? Rollback? Doubt with rollback? Want me to explain it again? Okay, sure, I can explain. Okay, let's see. First I need to select the database. Let me select database. Let me show the databases. Okay, let me go with a TSP. Okay. Use TSP and let me check the table. They have one table. I don't know whether I didn't create anything, I think. So better I'll go with merge. Let me go with the same table itself. Let's see now. Okay, so this is a table, the database. Inside the database, if you go and check the tables, I have one table student. Okay, and the next thing is first we will check. We will just retrieve the data that is available in the student table. Okay, so I can see only the 2 records now. Okay, just imagine if I said auto commit is equal to 0. If it is going to be a 0, then what happens? And the next step is if you just check the database, there is 2 rows is available, and I'm trying to delete the table. So delete table, and the table name is going to be student, and in which particular column you're going to delete, that you need to mention. Am I right? So for deleting, you can just give the table name. Okay, so delete table name, and then this one where let me get a ID as 1. So I'm going to delete the ID 1. Okay, what happened? It's a number forgot. Okay. Still delete from the table name. Delete from the table name where the ID is 1. So now you can see the ID 1 is going to be deleted. Check the ID 1 has been removed from the table. Clear? So the next step will be what? I'm going to do the rollback. If I give a rollback, if I check the table again, you can see the table is available. But if I go and set the auto commit to be 1, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just deleting the, so now first we will check the table. So table is two, 2 rows are available. Now again, I'm just deleting the ID again and just give a rollback. You go and check the table. So what happened? It is removed permanently. If you go close and check also, it will not be there. So you should be very careful while you are giving the auto commit values. Clear, guys? Uh, yes, DCL and TCL again. Okay. So TCL, so we'll see it in the next session detailing. Okay. So about the transaction, I will give you the example for all the different topics. Okay. So tomorrow we will discuss, no worries.